So a little bit background. My Splendid washer is having a leak. This is my washer. Right now it's pulled out of its cabinet. This is the cabinet, and it had a carpet right here. And the water leak. There are two sources of water leak. One's from these inlets. It's a little bit loosened and water just came from right here, and another source is from this valve itself. Over time it has failed, so it cannot stop water anymore. So even if I don't apply any power to the washing machine, this will have water go through and it will gradually fill up the inside until it overflows from somewhere. I'm not sure where, but it could be the water inlet or there. It could be these drains right here. It was leaking, and the result is like this. You can see these black marks. That's from the water on this wood. Specifically speaking, it's actually water on the carpet, and the carpet soaked water, and for a long time it left these marks. But this wood panel itself is still very solid, still usable. So what I did to this cabinet is first remove the carpet and then apply polyurethane on top of this wood. So right now the wood itself, you can see there's some shyness to the wood, and this thing is waterproof now. Even if I had a water leak later down the road, it still would be waterproof. It won't have any of these marks anymore. And these silicones I applied all around this bottom panel and made a little lip on these edges, so it will hold a little bit water if it had a leak. Give me enough time to react to it. So how do I detect the water leak? Is through these water leak detectors. So basically I put one on the side here, and if it had the water leaks, these pins will be connected, and then it will send off an alarm. And this is just plumber's putty. So and now one more problem I'm having right now is the drain pump. The drain pump over time had failed. I have it disassembled here, and these areas are having a leak and water is coming from the rubber foot right here, and then finally leaked to the panel. So I have ordered new rubber gaskets for the pump, and right now it's assembled and ready to be tested. So now I have connected all the hoses right there, and the outlet right here, and all the wires, line, neutral, and ground. So now I'm also connected to the power, so it's live right here. I'm not going to touch anything here. And then the drain is to the proper drain, and ready to have a test. So here I have just washed a load of clothes with the drain going to there and water added from right here through the shower using shower hose. And let's see the result right here. See where it came from. It might be from these. See, yeah, it's having a little bit of water. If it's from here, then it's normal, because when the water inlet is open and I'm adding water on the other side, water will come from this end. It's connected. This is the drain pump for the Splendid washer. So I have diagnosed the issue here. The reason is there's an old gasket just look like this, and the shaft area is not very smooth with this shaft, and it's leaking from here down to this position, and then finally out to the cabinet itself. So I purchased a kit from Splendide. That's the new pump gasket, that's what they call, and some lubricant. I'll put the part number on the screen somewhere. And yeah, I hope this will solve the issue. So I'll start follow in the instructions here. So put some of this lubricant in the center of this gasket, and then put the liberal amount of this lubricant in this area. So basically, the sealing up this area, it won't try to leak from here. So it says to put a liberal amount of lubricant here, and that is what I'm doing. Okay, and then I'll put this onto the shaft itself. I still have a little bit of this remaining, so this part is not from the instruction, but I will put a little bit on this side as well. Let me put this on here first. This stuff is just silicone grease, I think. Yeah, you can purchase this from Amazon. And this kit, the really important part is this rubber gasket. So if I don't have enough grease, I will just purchase some more from Amazon. Here the grease is applied mostly in the shaft area and a little bit on this side as well. So the next step to do is put on this. So like that. It's a little bit just like this. Maybe rotate a little bit so the grease will be evenly applied. And it's a little bit too much in the center here. Put this around here. Like that. I'm not too worried about getting a little bit too much around this as well. Okay. This should be pretty good. And then what I'll do is screw on, wipe off the excess on my finger, and then I will screw on this impeller here. So just screw it clockwise, and then to a point, it's the back side of the thing is rotating. So I will hold the back side of the thing and continue to tighten it a little bit more until it's snug. So no need to be really tight, just snug is fine. And then I'll just put the screw on this cover here. It has, I think this is what it would look like. No, actually it's the other way. So the 6 side is towards this side. So this part is obviously the standoff, so it will face the ground, and then the bigger diameter facing the other side here. So it will be like this, and I'll get the screws in. So with that, this pump, it hoses on there. Now I just need to tighten the hose clamp right here, and then I will connect those line and neutral, and then a ground pin right here, and then also secure the bottom with the screws. It had the screws on the bottom, and then I need to put this screw through the bottom of the washer and secure it onto the washer itself. So I have washed 2 loads with it at the outside, and put the napkin, the paper towel underneath. Okay, this is Timmy, and yeah, put the paper towel underneath the pump here, and it was completely dry. So yeah, it's successful, and we're ready to put it back. And first thing is to put the rear cap back. And it's really easy, just put these clips, align the clips, and then put the screws in there. Here is a new setup for the cabinet. So underneath is a mat from Walmart, and that's just to reduce the vibration. And in there, the white thing is the water detector. So in case it had any more leaks, we'll be able to detect it. And then all the cabinet were polyurethane treated, and on the edges there were silicones to like build up a dam so it won't leak further down. And we're ready to put the washer in. So here is the finished project. We have put the mat underneath here, and the washer is in its position. Last thing to do is connect the power wire and the water line and the vent on the back side. So this part is not that difficult. The power line is right there, and the water line is right here, and the inlet is actually behind this somewhere. Yeah, right here. And here's the vent. And just connect these, and we are done. Here's the backside connected. This is the vent line that's hooked up and then zip tied to secure. And these are the cold line and the hot line here. And this is the drain. And lastly, this is the power. Here's one last thing to do. I have already put the foot secure on this side, and then put the two-part foot bracket. So there is a standing foot that is underneath the washer, and then this groove slides into that bolt. And once it's seated in, just need to screw it down to the floor so that the washer will stay in its position. And you can't do it in one hand, just doing behind the camera. That's the finished project. So the washer is in its position, the foot is secured, the back side is all connected, and leak tested, performed. Everything's done now.